Hello gamers! Today we're doing a ranking video, the most original concept ever done. The reason why is because I need to make a video for December. Something a little different than what I've done, but also something I can get out really quick that I won't be like too perfectionist about. A couple days ago, I saw a video by a totally new, never seen before VTuber who did a ranking video on like pet peeves and stuff like that. And it got me thinking, and it got me into wanting to make a video about like things about being trans and things that give you like gender euphoria, things that give me specifically about myself gender euphoria or a bit of dysphoria. So if this is kind of like sensitive stuff for you, you know, feel free to watch something else. But I'm in a spot where I feel like I can talk about this sort of thing to an extent because it is daily life. Right? This is something that, these are things that I think about basically on a daily basis, but sharing it with other trans, queer people, allies, should be all right. You know, I feel all right about that. So I got a few different sort of things. I wish I color coded some of these, but basically it's like physical parts of my body, and then like more abstract things like style and mannerisms and stuff like that, and then like some habits I have that I'm like, I think this makes me feel more girl or less girl. Wait, I labeled, oh no. Okay, I don't know what happened where I just got rid of all the ranking categories that I had. S is I'm so girl. These are the things that make me feel very, very girly. The next ranking is, yeah, it's fine. Like, it's like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. The next one, how did I phrase it? It's like, that's just human, right? Basically, things about my body that I'm just like, that's just being a person. More specifically, like, for me, from my perspective, it's just like, that's how I cope with it. It's like, oh, that's just a human thing. It's nothing to be, I'm not gonna think about it too much. Number C is bruh. Number C is bruh, and D is just, oh, not that. And then we have, yeah. So the first one, leg hair. This goes under bruh. Yeah, it's annoying. It more bothers me like as a textural thing. I just feel it and I'm like, it's all prickly and I'm just like, I don't really want to leave the house if my legs aren't shaven, so it does go under bruh. The only thing keeping it from going into like just straight up is like, if I feel a little bit, I'll be like, okay, like I'll just do it tomorrow. Like it's not like a grr, like I need to do it now, take care of it now. Like I will go like a few days feeling that and be like, it's fine, it's mostly just laziness. That kind of goes to show that like it's not like a strong averse reaction, right? Arm hair goes into, that's just human, right? Like, I don't know, I almost want to put it under, yeah, that's fine. Actually, like, this is how I feel towards it, but yeah, I think, yeah, it's fine. Like, I don't, every couple months I might shave my arm hair just for fun, just to see how it feels like again. But it doesn't, to me, it doesn't really make much of a difference. I have a little bit of eczema, so there's like, there's already things on my arm that make it look like, you know, it's never gonna be completely smooth. And also, like, whenever I see like a girl, like a cis girl in public, with arm hair, I'm be like, that's cool. Like, you so right for that. You so real for that. I don't know. I think it's also a cultural thing. Some cultures, girls just don't shave their arm hair, and I think that's neat. Next up, facial hair. Now this is going in. This is going in super. It's not. I don't like it at all. It's to the point where like I don't really feel comfortable leaving the house or even like recording without putting on makeup. Like it's that bad. Like obviously, like if I'm just in my house and I don't plan to do anything like that, then I'll still shave when I feel it, but it's like not like top priority, I guess. I shave at least once a day on my face. So it's pretty bad. Now my face in general. Now this one's kind of hard. It's like one of these. Some days I'm like, cool. I think it goes in phases, right? Actually, I'm gonna put it here. It goes in phases. Faces. I think those are related maybe, but it's like phases. There's like some parts of a year or something where I'm like, oh wow, yeah, my face looks pretty good. But a lot of the time I'm just like nitpicking. And I know everyone does this. This is human experience, and literally that's probably why I put it and that's just human, right? Like not really being 100% like in agreement with your face. I think that's just human. I think that's just like you always compare yourself, right? It's kind of like the defining feature of like how you interact with people. I'm gonna put it in that's just human. But you know, that also kind of discredits like, you know, the times that I do feel like pretty okay about my face. Like there's very specific times, but there are times when I'm like, oh wow, like I look like a girl. Like I remember first taking HRT, and like a couple months in I started seeing changes, and I'm like, oh my god, this is happening. Like my face is changing, and that's wild. I don't know, I'm gonna leave it there for now. I'm gonna leave it in human. Height, I'm gonna put it under, yeah, that's fine. So I'm 5'7", which is like, I don't even know anymore. There's so many memes about like, oh, men under 6 feet, like y'all should basically start saying :3. Like that's the sort of memes I see everywhere. I'm just like, wow, like if that's the standard, you know, being 5'7" and being a trans girl, like I guess I should be more appreciative of that. And I am, but I don't know. I think it's mostly, it's not really my height, it's the bulkiness of my body that sometimes gives me meh. But in terms of like my height, like I can reach the top shelf of things. I'm kind of like one of the taller people in my family, but a lot of my family's pretty short. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel super like wow about my height. Yeah, it's fine. It's just fine. Shoulders. This one goes in bruh. There's a lot of times when I'm like, this t-shirt would be fine if my shoulders weren't so like so broad, I guess. I have a habit when I buy a t-shirt, I have to cut off the collar so that like more of my shoulders show, so my shoulders look smaller. It's just like it's something I always have to like battle with, especially getting ready in the morning, going to work and stuff like that. So it does go in bruh. Pre-top surgery. Now this one means that like how I feel about that part of my body not having top surgery. I'm actually gonna put it under, yeah, it's fine. They didn't really grow much through HRT, hasn't really grown much over the years. I kind of don't, it's not to the point where like I wish I had. Like sometimes I think about getting implants or something like that, but not to the point where absolutely like it's not on my top priorities. Though also another thing is that like when I first took progesterone, I was pretty sensitive to it, so I had to stop taking it. I think if I was able to keep taking it, it would have helped. So there's a little bit of yearning still, obviously, but right now it's fine. They exist and it's fine. Hands. This one goes under that's just human, or yeah, it's fine. I don't know which one. I'm putting under that's just human because my hands are pretty big. You know, out of everyone I know, my hands are pretty big. But I really like my nails though. Come on, I don't know if you could like, I don't know. It still feels weird to like, but I like how my nails are. The like white part at the bottom of my nails, I just really like how they look. I think visually they look alright. It's just the size of them, but they are pretty big, and that is pretty noticeable. Like in reality, like it doesn't matter, right? They're just hands. Hips goes. It's one of these. It's sometimes I'm not like distraught, right, with how my hips are. Like yeah, it's kind of just human, but like very low. It's just human. That sounds bad. Actually. I think it helps that I'm a little chubby. That I think it's fine. I wish they were curvier. It's just one of those things that's like, it's not gonna get, like, I could get more fat around that area, but it's like for the most part, like that's kind of just how it is. And there's a lot of cis girls who have similar-ish waist like proportions to what I have. It's just like, okay, it's just a human characteristic part of me. Like, it's fine. Thighs. Yeah, I kind of like my thighs. I do wish they were a little bigger, to be honest, but I don't know. They're soft. They're one of the things that, like, with time they have gone softer, and I think that's awesome. That's like really cool. It's like one of the things about my body that I'm like, okay, I won here. This is a victory. Pre-bottom surgery. Okay, so I'm gonna put it really quickly into That's Just Human. I have a feeling that this is one of the things that why it took me a while to kind of like realize I was trans, because so growing up for me, I grew up, you know, my childhood was like 2000s and early 2010s. Whenever you saw a trans person in media in any sort of positive light, I guess, I remember there was like a news thingy, I forgot what channel it was, but it was like a news thingy where it was like one of those news stories that goes into documentary mode or something like that, where it's like, look at this happy couple, but they're both trans, and it's like, that made the news, guys. That made the news. It was very apparent, or like it was communicated to me when I was a kid that like, if you were trans, you require surgery, and they kind of just went hand in hand. And like, to be fair, like at the time, you know, it's not like how it is now, where like, yes, like HRT is like very hotly debated, and it's like a lot of people don't have access to it, but we also live in a time where there are places where you do have the places that have HRT like exists. So, but back then I think that it was just like less of a thing, as far as I know. So surgery was kind of like one of the only ways you can actually get your body to change. And I think as a kid, I just understood this, and I'm like, well, I can't be trans because there's not like a part of my body that I really want to like, that I would get surgery for, you know, to change it. That's just my experience. I don't know. And that kind of, you know, stuck with me throughout. Like, yes, I get dysphoria sometimes. I don't think it's worth, for me, it's not worth the risk. For some people it is, you know, unless like a doctor came up to me and be like, hi, I'm a doctor, here's my badge. It'll be 100% successful, and there'll be no complications afterwards, and you'll heal like as intended, and da 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 da. If someone were to offer that to me, if that was real, I would think about it. I would consider it. Legs. This means like from knees to ankles, basically. They're a little like bulky. Like obviously with being chubby, like that's kind of just what it is. I'm again gonna put it in That's Just Human. I don't know how I wish they were different. They're kind of also a little like, I don't know how weird this is, but they're kind of a little muscular too, like especially like the back part of my leg. If I like clench my leg, if you know what I mean, you could see the muscle, and so I'm just kind of like, ooh, like that doesn't look, I don't really dig that. I don't know. I don't think about them too much though. That's the thing. Like my face, I think about a lot. My hands, I think about relatively often. I don't think about my legs though, except when I'm like going out, I guess, and wearing a skirt, and I'm like, my legs kind of look bulky in a way that I'm not 100% on board with, but actually, yeah, it just stays here. Shoe size. This one kind of goes in, this one kind of, out of all the people I know, of all the people I've ever met, I have the biggest shoe size. It sucks. I'll be honest. It even sucks. Like finding shoes, period, is difficult for me. Finding shoes my size, period, is difficult. Like forget about wearing anything cute or anything like that. Like I'll have to get that specially made or whatever. It's weird too because like they don't look that big with like if I just have socks on, right? Like it's just like when putting on shoes I realize, oh wow, my shoe size is pretty big. So it's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of like, oh, I won with my thighs, with my height, I suppose, but my shoe size is like, oh my goodness. And you know, it's not like facial hair where like you can get that removed. Like you can get laser hair removal. Voice. No, this is a very contentious one because it also changes with the seasons. I think I've conditioned myself to think that my voice is fine. Like I've coped so much to the point where I'm like, yes, this is a voice that's fine. Obviously, if I try a little bit more and like put a little bit more effort into like my voice, then it sounds fine. This wasn't a good example. This isn't a good example because My throat, I don't know. It's December, it's winter, it's like times when things get gunky over there anyway. I have voice dysphoria like quite often, especially because I've done a lot of voice work. So obviously I pay attention to my voice a lot. Like, it has changed and I'm happy because of that, but especially as I'm nearing like my 30s, like I can feel biology starting to push back, because your voice changes with age regardless, like no matter who you are. I have to learn how to keep adjusting my voice so that it's okay despite like what biology is trying to do. It's a constant struggle. I don't want to put it in broad, because I feel like the fact that I've done voice work before means that like I like my voice to an extent, right? Like I think I like what my voice is capable of in terms of just my normal speaking voice, and like the amount of effort that I'm willing to put in and just talking. Like talking already in general, point blank, is difficult for me. Like talking to people is difficult. It's scary, it's nerve-wracking, and so that's already a lot of energy, and so having to perform on top of that, it requires lots of like just like confidence, I guess. Confidence is energy. Confidence equals energy, because you need energy to be confident. I think that's just where it goes right now, right? It's a human voice. Style public. Oh my god, this one's difficult. This one's difficult because, so what I mean by style public is that like my style, my fashion sense, the way I dress, when I know I have to go in public. There are a lot of cases where I feel like I do my best, right? I do my best to like, you know, I have the clothes that I have, this is how I'm gonna wear them, this is, you know. Then I go out and then I realize that there's other people, there are girls that like seem to have put like less effort but are still balling, you know? And I know that sometimes that's kind of like what people go for. Some people go for that sort of like make it look like I just threw something on and I'm chilling. Like that is in itself is a look that people try to do. But even in situations where I'm really sure that's not the case, like I'm still like, damn, like they just threw that on and they pulled it off, like because they have the swag to be able to just pull that off, right? And I feel like when I try a lot, like I feel like I go overboard. Like I feel like I'm wearing a clown outfit sometimes. I'm like, even though like I like my skirt and like I have nerdy stuff, so there's gonna be things that like by default are gonna be like a little corny or whatever, but like I have an Undertale skirt that I really like, and I want to wear that because it's like I like the game and I want people to know that I like the game, I guess. What I'm trying to say is that like no matter how much effort or strategy I put into dressing myself to go into public spaces, I'm always gonna be a little bit like, ooh, I did this wrong, or I missed the mark on this, or I just don't know enough about style to pull this off. So I'm actually gonna put this under breath. Like it's that much of a stressor. Now, style at home, yeah, that's fine. Style at home, when I'm at home and I feel comfy and I can wear certain things, you know, when I'm at home I don't have to worry about shoes at all, so that's great. And then like I can just wear my shorts and a loose shirt and like that's fine, and like maybe do my hair and makeup if I'm really feeling it, and that's fine. Like, and I feel amazing, honestly. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna put it up here. It goes in between, right? But I feel like there are a lot of times where the most euphoric I feel in terms of clothes, it's when I'm home. It's when I put something on, I'm like, that looks nice, but I don't have to show it to anyone. It's just for me, and I feel the most confident there. It's just tragic because the confidence is like your attempt to move around others. Mannerisms, I'm gonna put it under, yeah, that's fine. I feel like this is another thing, along with my voice, I have learned a lot of mannerisms, not just voice mannerisms, but like acting or just like ideas or way of talking that like I feel like, oh yeah, like that is how a girl talks, or that is just very a feminine way to talk, you know? And I feel comfortable doing so. Here's another thing with a lot of these things, especially with like style and voice and stuff like that, where it's like, how much am I aware that I'm have to put effort into this, right? Versus how much of it comes from me just naturally wanting to do this, right? Like I think a lot of mannerisms you pick up, you learn. Some things you like, some things you don't, and you pick and choose, and that's how you act, right? And so a lot of that you naturally just like being able to do. Sometimes I do feel like it feels a little bit like a performance. Trying too hard, does it look like I'm trying too hard? Sometimes I think about that, because I am trying, because it is difficult. But for the most part, like I like how my mannerisms come out. Sometimes they get a little like, what's it called, like socialized as a guy at a certain moment. One of the most common things is like unlearning the nod. But in a way, like I kind of like that though. Like I kind of like, maybe it's also I guess like tomboy. Like I like the concept of being a tomboy. Here's another thing. I don't hate everything about me that seems masculine, because again, that's just human, right? That's just a human, like there's no cut and dry, as much as people want to say so. There's no cut and dry way of behaving that is one or the other, or one side of the spectrum or the other. And there are a lot of things, there are a lot of parts about me that I'm like, I kind of like how this is a little bit masculine. It just sucks that like being a trans girl, I have to like extra perform femininity in order for people to kind of just like understand that, like, hey, I want to be a girl, like you understand that, right? But it sucks that like I then can't be like, I can't do the like every so often, because it's funny, it's fun, and it's funny, and I like that. But you know, we can't have nice things, right? Dating. So what I mean by this actually is gonna go in bruh. What I mean by dating is that, like, I'll preface it with this. It's like when you look up how to talk to a girl on the internet, you're going to get advice meant for boys trying to pick up girls, or men trying to pick up women. You know, we live in straight pride and all that, so that's why. But it just sucks that like there's still a part of me that kind of feels like I'm a dude trying to talk to a girl. You know, and as far as I know, I don't have the luxury of just like waiting for people to talk to me. Every single friend and partner that I still have and that I've ever met have been so because I've reached out. So people coming to me, that's just not gonna happen. That's just not gonna happen, right? So every time, like, I'm the one instigating, right? And so I can't help but feel sometimes when I feel like I want to talk to, like, oh, I think that girl's cute, I can't help but feel sometimes like, am I gonna come across as like a creepy weirdo? And like I get this, like, I can't help but like kind of consider like this is a very guy issue of like being afraid of coming across as weird or a little bit creepy, because I'm not completely sure how, you know, if this is a girl that like I sort of know but like, you know, haven't really talked to, I can't tell how much they're gonna like be okay with me being trans in the first place, but also like be okay with like being approached by a trans girl in a romantic sort of situation. And so like I hate it. Yeah, I'm gonna put under bra because that's what that's the situation right now. Representation, I'm put under, yeah, it's fine. So what I mean by this is how much I see myself, like my lived experience as a trans girl, as a Latina trans girl, how much I see myself in the media. Like, cause I'm really jealous of all the people, like I love Bridget from Guilty Gear, I think that's the game she's from. Like, I love her, she's amazing. I love that there's a whole like community around her. I'm so happy that she's a character that people can relate to. Yeah, I'm not Bridget. And like, I know representation goes beyond just like appearance. It's also just like, you know, the fact that there's trans representation in general, like how much the internet has made it so that like regular trans people can just like make their own comics and art and stories and all that, and that exists is a lot more accessible now, I think, from my perspective, than it was before. That's amazing, right? But I also, like, there's not a character or anything like that that I'm like, yeah, that's me, like, same. And the reason why that matters, I think that's a little bit more subtle, is that it's not just, it goes beyond just like feeling like, oh wow, I see there's a person that looks like me in my situation and I feel validated. It's not just that. It's the fact that, like, seeing yourself in media gives you the confidence to feel like you could be in that situation yourself, right? It gives you that motivation in your life to be like, well, I saw that there are people like me who look like me in these situations. I'm gonna be there too. And I don't have, and like, it's gonna work out and it's fine. Like, growing up, I know this is like a very specific example, but growing up in high school, like, there was a lot of, like, people that I knew, a lot of them were theater kids who, like, they thought, oh, like, and I agreed, right? That they, oh, this guy looks like Peter Parker. Because of that, they had the confidence to go through with, like, taking roles like that. I know it might sound so vain, I guess is a way to put it, but it's like, but it's a real effect. There's a reason why this is a thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm not looking hard enough. Maybe somewhere out there there's you know, a trans girl who's like, there is like a character that looks like me and like is in the same situation and like whatever. But I don't know. The closest I've gotten, honestly, is Luce from Owl House. Yeah, this is the closest I've gotten. Or like, I don't know, maybe you can count like, there's a lot of art of like Marco from Star vs. Forces of Evil, but like trans, like because there was that episode where he was like a princess for a while. And so like a lot of artists took that as like, oh, let's make, what if Marco actually was a trans girl? That is also as close as I've gotten, but that's not even canon. That's like someone's fan art, which is still valid. It's just that, like, it's gonna be a while before I feel like, oh yes, there's that character. And I'm working on stories that, like, you know, where I can basically self-insert, because that's just kind of what you have to do when it comes to like, when you don't see yourself in like media. You have to self-insert, and you have to like be cool with that. Like, even though people might be like, ew, self-insert, like, how vain of you. But like, what the fuck? Like, I'm trying to like see myself in media. Like, if I don't, then I gotta do it myself. Anyway, that was a rant. Now these last few things, just little habits that I have that I think about a lot, that I'm like, is this girl, this kind of makes me feel girly. Like, tea enjoyer. I'm gonna put that in. Like, it's not like a big thing or anything like that, but it's just the fact that, like, ooh, like, I like my cup of tea. I like a tea party. Like, those are things I think about. Like, as a kid, like, I think I was socialized into thinking like I shouldn't like those things, but that didn't keep me from thinking in my head that, like, that seems nice though. Oh, that seems nice, but I guess I can't do that. And so the idea of like a tea gathering, there's this episode of like Food Wars, the Business Insider Food Wars, not the anime, the Business Insider Food Wars, where the two of them go to London and try the different like tea houses and stuff like that in London, and I'm like, that's where I want to be. They're doing what I wanted. So it's that, the tea culture, tea and tea culture, that sort of thing. The fact that I really like that kind of makes me feel like, ooh, like I am a girl. History enjoyer. Now again, these are just it's the thing is, like, anyone can like history, and there's a lot of like YouTubers that like are women and are doing like history content. Like, this is true, but the majority of these content creators and the spaces, like, one thing is the creators, the other is the spaces, like the spaces in which like you interact with people who enjoy these sort of things. A lot of them are nerdy men, especially nerdy white men. Like, if I find myself in a lot of like online spaces where like I like this content, and the community is like at least 80% like cis white men. And I'm like, why? To the point where YouTube just kind of recommends me like it's this white man content, and like it's fine. Like it's fine. Like, they do, like, the content creators that I'm talking about, like, they do awesome stuff. It's just that, like, I'm like, wow, I spent all day watching useful charts, history of the royal houses of Europe, and this is great, but I can't help but feel that like I kind of, this would make me no different from a guy. But like, people want to learn about history no matter what. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But it doesn't make me hate history. It's just the fact that I feel out of place in a specific way. Cooking enjoyer. I like cooking. I like putting on my little apron. I like organizing my spices. I like, you know, coming up with new recipes. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, but like it makes me feel very like girly. Not just like prepping food, but like getting into like finding recipes and like why things work and stuff like that about cooking. That just like it's like knowledge that, you know, it's the knowledge that your tia passes down to you and your abuelita passes down to you, sort of thing. And that's what I'm talking about, the sort of like knowledge when it comes to cooking, that sort of vibe. That's what I mean. Neat and tidy enthusiast. I'm putting it here. See, I put enthusiast, not enjoyer. I like the concept of things being neat and tidy. I don't like when my room's messy. I don't know, I feel like there's some people who are like, their room's messy and that's just how it is and that's fine. But there's a part of me that like wants my room to look like they do in those like Pinterest freaking room design sort of things. And I'm like, damn, that would be cool. I'd be so living life, right? Of course, a lot of that's expensive. A lot of that is like investment. It just makes me feel girly, the fact that like I want that. Just a yearning for something, acknowledging that as a yearning thing makes you feel gender euphoric, because you're just like, wow, like I'm just like all the other girls. Yee. Clumsy driver. Honestly, no one's good at driving. Shut up. If you think you're good at driving, shut up. It's just the fact that like, I don't know, like I hate it. Like, no, trust me, like if I wish I was like a better driver, I wish I could parallel park, you know, being one of the like 15 trans girls that can drive. Like, I wish I could drive even better. It's mostly like coming in and out of parking, or like any like car etiquette, I guess. It's because it's an extension of social, sort of like you kind of have to know the vibe of like what you're supposed to do in a situation. And it's like, that's kind of just like socialness. But in terms of like actually like following the road signs and that, like I think I'm pretty okay at that. To be fair though, like a lot has happened to me in the past few years where I'm just like, that has made me more tense when driving. Like I was a lot more confident in my driving in like kind of like my early 20s, but then a lot of things have happened car related that have happened in the past few years where I'm just like, well, I hope everything's fine. It's made me a bit more kind of jumpy. But yeah, that's my ranking, y'all. It kind of, you know, a bell curve, you know, expected, and a lot more on the top side, you know, like, well, that's just human. Is a pretty neutral situation. And when it comes to these things, like I don't hate every single part of these, you know. Well, okay, yes, that's that's why they're here. But the broad part, like obviously I enjoy history. Obviously I want to be in like a, you know, a sapphic relationship at some point, and that's gonna be awesome. But it's just the like some parts of dating that kind of feel like bruh. But yeah, that was my ranking. I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed the video for this month. More stuff is coming, I promise. It's just that like I want it to be good, so it's gonna take time. Trust me. Okay, bye. Love you. Bye.